This is the L2C Media Network on YouTube. And this is Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. And now, with a fully loaded Big Arse Sports Balls, he's not afraid to show them, folks. We got a full load, ready to just splooge out of our body. It is Sports Final. Here's Steve, the Baxman Baxley. Are you completely done? Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Friday. That's right. It is Friday. That means only one thing. We had no NBA Finals tonight. There's no hockey tonight, but there's a lot of baseball. Well, in some order. But fear not, folks. We got a lot to give you and a lot to show you. Some of which is not Space Jam: A New Legacy. But we'll talk about that if we ever get a chance. Hi there. All right, let's get to it. I am getting this hair sheared if it takes me the rest of my life. There we go. Okay, let's get you some good sports news if we have time. I'll select another Comic Skate comic book and read a couple of things. This should be fun, and it should be. And baseball is back, kids. That's right, major and minor. We got your scores for you. At least I hope we do. Yes, we do. Good. And remember, all the scores we give you on this year's scoreboard is sponsored or is presented by William Hill Sportsbook, who remind you to, well, what do they remind you? Let's do it until we puke. No. Let's make it interesting. Thank you. Let's make it interesting, but do so responsibly, guys and gals. All right. With that said, friends, Romans, and countrymen, let's do this puppy like we know what we're doing. And in some days, we don't know what we're doing. But hey, here we go. We got some games that are still going and some final scores. Let's get to it. Top of the ninth inning, the World Series champion defenders, Los Angeles Dodgers, about to make a final out of this one. They are leading the Colorado Rockies 10-4, 10-12-0 for the Dodgers, 4-8-1 for the Rockies. We're calling this one. We're saying the Dodgers will win. Top of the seventh inning, Seattle Mariners over the Los Angeles Angels, 6-1, 6-11-0 for the Mariners, 1-6-0 for those lovely Angels. Yes. Top of the seventh, Chicago Cubs coming on strong. Yes, sir. They are leading the Arizona Diamondbacks 3-1, 3-3-0 for the Cubs, 1-6-1 for the D-backs. Yes, I said D-backs. Top of the seventh inning, the Cleveland Indians and the Oakland Athletics are tied at 3-7-0 for the Indians, 3-8-0 for the Athletics. Let's go for some finals, shall we? All right, here we go. Final score, San Francisco Giants over the St. Louis Cardinals, 7-2, 7-10-0 for the Giants, 2-11-0 for the Cardinals. Jackson, your winner for the Giants, he's 1-0. Wainwright, your loser for the Cardinals, he's 7-6. We march on with rapid succession. Why? They haven't reported to us who got the players of the game. That's why. Okay, Philadelphia Phillies, Philadelphia Freedom. You gotta love it. They beat the Miami Marlins 5-2, 5-6-0 for the Phils, 2-8-1 for the Marlins. Bradley wins for the Phils. He's 4-1. Alcantara gets a loss. He's 5-9. And Suarez gets his third save. In fact, Bradley for Philadelphia, one of those folks that came in at the latter stages of the game. He pitched 1 2/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and didn't even get a strikeout. Suarez, the Philadelphia pitcher, pitched 1 solid inning, gave up a hit, no earned runs, no walks, but got 3 strikeouts. Final score, the Boston Red Sox blanked the New York Yankees 4-0, 4-5-1 for the Sox, 0-3-1 for the Yanks. Your winning pitcher was Rodriguez. He's 7-5 for the Red Sox. Your losing pitcher was Montgomery for the Yanks. He's 3-5. And Houck got his first save of the game. That's right, first save of the season. Huzzah. Rodriguez, a Boston pitcher, pitched 5 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, no earned runs, gave up 2 walks, and got 8 strikeouts. Houck for Boston pitched 3 solid innings, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Bada bing, bada bam, bada boom. Pittsburgh Pirates over the New York Mets, 4-1, 4-11-1 for the Pirates. 1-3-1 for the New York Mets. Cool was solidly cool on the mound. He got the win for the Pirates. He's 3-5. Stroman wasn't a showman. He got the loss for the Mets. He's 6-8. Cole for Pittsburgh pitched 5 full, gave up 2 hits, 3 no earned runs, gave up 5 walks, got 3 strikeouts. Rodriguez, the Pittsburgh pitcher, pitched 1 solid inning, didn't give up a hit or an earned run, did give up a walk, and got himself a strikeout. Now, final scores, as always. This one just went final, and do we still have the plane of taps? Well, you're going to love this score. Padres massacred the Washington Nationals. The final score was 24-8. Thank you, guys in the control room. 24 runs, 22 hits, no errors for the Pods. 8, 12, and 13 for the Nationals. Paddock got the win, and probably a trip to Tahiti for what he did. 5 win. He's 5-6. Fetty got a loss. He's 4-7. Pham, the San Diego left fielder, went 4-6. 5 runs, a homer, double, 2 runs batted in, and a walk, while Soto, the Washington right fielder, went 4-5, 2 runs, 2 homers, and 4 ribs. Toronto Blue Jays beat up on the Texas Rangers 10-2, 10-0 for the Blue Jays, 2-6-0 for the Rangers. Ray, he was a drop of golden sun. He got the victory over the Rangers. He's 8-4. Meanwhile, Lyles was Piles. He got the loss. He's 5-6. Ray pitched 6 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Vlad Guerrero, the former Lugnut, who's doing wonders for those lovely people up in Toronto. First baseman went 2-3, 3 runs, 2 homers, 4 ribs, and a walk. Milwaukee Brewers beat up on the Cincinnati Reds by the insane score of 11-6. 11, 12, and 2 for the Brews, 6, 7, 1 for the Reds. Surer got the win. He's 9-4 for the Brews. Garrett got the loss for the Reds. He ain't won anything. He's 0-3. Adams, of the Milwaukee shortstop, went 3-5, 2 runs, a homer, a double, and 4 ribs. Urias, the Milwaukee third baseman, went 2-4, 2 runs, a homer, a double, 2 runs batted in, and 1 walk. We continue. Final in 10 innings. Tampa Bay Rays over the hot Atlanta Braves, 7-6. 7-12-0 for the Rays, 6-10-0 for the Braves. Whistler. Whistler was Wizzy. He's 2-3 with that victory. And Chavez still hasn't won anything. He's 0-2. And Fairbanks had a baked Alaska and his 4th save. Freeman for Atlanta, the first baseman, went 4-5, 2 runs, a homer, and 2 ribs. While Whistler, the Tampa Bay pitcher, went 2 full, gave up a hit, then give up a earned run or a walk, and got 3 strikeouts. In the first game of Marlins versus the Phils, the Marlins beat the Phillies 7-0, 7-8-2 for the Marls. 0-2-1 for the Phils. Holloway gets the big victory for the Marlins. He's 2-2. Effin, well, won't say what he got, but it's in the ballpark. He got the loss. He's 4-7. Marte for Miami center fielder went 1-3. That's all it says here in the recap. 1 for 3. Holloway, the Miami pitcher, went 5 full, didn't give up a hit, earned run, gave up 2 walks, and got 6 strikeouts. Kansas City defeated the Baltimore Orioles, or as we like to call them now, the Baltimore Woeels. 9-2, 9-15-0 for the Royals, 2-6-1 for the Woeels. Dalmont gets the win for the Royals. He's 1-2. Aiken is breaking my heart. He still hasn't won anything. He's 0 for 5 for the very, very woeful Orioles. Merrifield, Kansas City right fielder, 4 for 4, 2 runs, double, 3 ribs. Stallmont, the Kansas City pitcher, pitched 1 stinking full inning. Didn't give up a hit. Didn't give up an earned run. Didn't give up a walk, but got 2 solid strikeouts. Houston Astros leveled the Chicago White Sox 7-1, 7-10-1 for the Stros, 1-3-0 for the White Sox. McCullers gets the win for the Stros. He's 7-2. Cease finally desisted. He got the loss. He's 7-5. Brantley, the Houston left fielder, 2 for 4, 2 runs, a homer, and a rib. McCullers, Houston pitcher, went 7 full, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, got 10 strikeouts. Twins, Tigers, both games of the double dip went out. Mother Nature will not let them play, but they'll be playing tomorrow. Noon Eastern time. You can catch that game on Bally Sports Detroit and Bally Sports Minnesota. There you go. Okay. We don't do the standings as of yet. We do that on Sunday. So we'll, let you just wallow along with us. And yes, I know I was supposed to do an assessment, and I still will do that. You'll get it tomorrow on my YouTube page, where this will also be a part of. Anyway, now that we've done that, let's get on with that other half of baseball's fundament, the minor leagues. That's right. Let's go. We got 5 little minor league boobies. Let's go to it. It's major fun on a budget. And let's go AAA. Let's give you all that excitement and action. Right now, games that are in progress. Bottom of the 8th inning. Louisville leads Nashville by 10, 11-1, 11-14-1 for Louisville, 1-4-1 for Nashville in the bottom of the 5th. It's it's Tacoma over Salt Lake, 9-0, 9-13-0 for Tacoma, 0-4-0 for Salt Lake. Top of the 5th inning, Round Rock, Sacramento are tied at 6, 6-4-0 for Round Rock, 6-9-1 for Sacramento. Bottom of the 6th inning, Las Vegas leads El Paso, 5-3, 5-5-0 for Vegas, 3-7-0 for El Paso. Final scores, have we got them? And we're going to give them to you right now. Scranton Wilkes-Barre beat Worcester 7-2, 7-11-1 for Scranton. WB 2-9-2 for Worcester. Final score: Syracuse 13, Rochester 8, 13-12-0 for the Qs, 8-13-0 for Rochester. Jacksonville over Durham 9-4, 9-11-1 for the Ville, 4-8-2 for Durham. Buffalo over Lehigh Valley 4-3, 4-11-1 for the Low, 3-5-1 for Lehigh. Actually, you could say 4-11-1 for the Low, 3-5-1 for the High. Either way. Gwinnett over Charlotte, 5-3, 5-9-0 for Gwinnett, 3-8-0 for Charlotte or Charlotte. Both inflections do apply. Toledo over Iowa, 5-3, 5-4-0. Toledo, 3-8-3 Iowa. Reno over Oklahoma City, 4-3, 4-6-2 Reno, 3-8-2 Oklahoma City. Columbus over St. Paul, 5-3, 5-12-0 Columbus, 3-7-0 Santa Paul. Memphis over Norfolk, 6-5, 6-11-1 for Memphis, 5-8-0 for Norfolk. Sugarland over Albuquerque. The Isotopes did it again. They lost. 5-2, final score, 5-9-1 for the Land, 2-6-0 for the Kirky. Omaha and Indianapolis postponed. They'll make it up tomorrow. That's right. They'll make things up tomorrow, won't they always? Double A scores. Here we go. Bowie over Erie, 6-2, 6-8-0 for Bowie, 2-5-0 for Erie. In the second game, in the first game, it was Bowie over Erie by a score of 1-0. 1-4-0 Bowie, 0-1-1 for Erie. Yes, let's keep going. Rocket City in 7 innings beat up on Birmingham 9-4. 9-10-0 for Rocket City, 4-6-1 for Birmingham. Richmond over Somerset, 6-4, 6-6-1 Richmond, 4-12-1 Somerset. Da, 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 da. This portion of Somerset. There you go. Mississippi over Tennessee, 6-4, 6-7-0 Mississippi, 4-8-1 Tennessee. Harrisburg over Akron, 10-4, 10-14-0 for Harrisburg, 4-10-2 for Akron. Binghamton over Altoona, 7-1, 7-13-1 for Binghamton, 1-9-3 for Altoona. Ask anybody you happen to see what's the best tuna? Altoona, PA. Yeah. Let you think about that. Mull that over for a while. Okay. Portland over Reading, 4-1, 4-8-0 for Portland, 1-3-0 for Reading. New Hampshire over Hartford, 5-2, 5-9-3 for New Hampshire, 2-6-2 for Hartford. Chattanooga beat Pensacola 4-0, 4-8-1 for the Noog, 0-3-2 for the Cola. In 11 innings, Montgomery beat up on Biloxi, 9-2. Why did we do that? Oh, why did we do that? There we go. 9-8. Montgomery over Biloxi, 9-9-1 for Montgomery, 8-13-3 for Biloxi. Amarillo over Midland, 3-2, 3-8-0 for Amarillo, 2-5-0 for Midland. Wichita over Tulsa, 7-2, 7-6-0 for the Ta, 2-5-4 for the Ulsa. And if they lost, they would really have an Ulsa. Northwest Arkansas over Arkansas, 8-7, 8-9-1 Arkansas, 7-10-2 Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas again beating Arkansas, 8-7. Springfield, over Frisco, 4-3, 4-6-1 Springfield, 3-7-0 Frisco. Corpus Christi over San Antonio, 4-1, 4-9-0 Corpus Christi, 1-3-0 San Antonio. Rocket City and Birmingham were postponed. They'll make up that game on July 17th. Okay, we go from triple to double to high, eh? And these games are still going on. Eugene over Spokane over Eugene in the bottom of the 7th, 11-2, 11-14-0 for the Spokes, 2-5-0 for Eugene. Bottom of the 5th, it is Hillsboro 8, Vancouver 6, 8-11-1 for Hillsboro, 6-10-1 for Vancouver. Bottom of the 7th, Tri-City 8, Everett 3, 8-9-0 for Tri-City, 3-4-0 for Everett. Finals, we got even some double headers, I do believe. Greenville over Asheville, 8-3. 8-11-0 for Greenville, 3-5-1 for Asheville. Greensboro over Rome, 5-4, 5-9-0 Greensboro, 4-6-0 Rome. Aberdeen and Hickory. Hickory beat Aberdeen in a close score, 20-2. That was close. 23-0 for Hickory, 2-2-2 for Aberdeen. Brooklyn over to Jersey Shore, 6-1, 6-8-1 for Brooklyn, 1-1-1 for Jersey Shore. Hudson Valley PTA over Wilmington by a score of 8-7, 8-13-2 for Hudson Valley, 7-6-1 for Wilmington. West Michigan over Fort Wayne, 4-1, 4-6-0 for West Michigan, 1-4-1 for Fort Wayne. South Bend over Cedar Rapids in 10, 6-5, 6-9-1 for South Bend, 5-7-2 for Cedar Rapids. Lake County over Lansing, 13-9. 13-14-2 for Lake County, 9-10-2 for Lansing. Bowling Green over Winston-Salem, 11-4, 11-10-1 for Bowling Green, 4-10-0 for Winston-Salem. Wisconsin over Peoria, 4-1, 4-7-1 for for Wisconsin, 1-3-0 for Peoria. Quad Cities over Beloit, 6-4, 6-10-1 for the Quad. 4-10-3 for Beloit. And in the top of the fourth, to which this game was suspended, halted, obviously, due to rotten weather, Great Lakes Loons lead the Dayton Dragons 5-1. They will resume this game on tomorrow with 2 on and 2 out for the Dragons. That's right. And we go from the high to the low. And here we go. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rancho Cucamonga over the Inland Empire by a score of 15-3. Mid-7, it was San Jose over Modesto, 12-0. Top of the 7th, Visalia gave an onion to Lake Elsinore, 5-3, their score. Final score, Tampa over Lakeland, 13-4, 13-15-0 for Tampa, 4-8-2 for Lakeland. Final score also, Palm Beach over St. Lucie, 7-0, 7-5-1 for the Beach, 0-1-1 for St. Lucie. In 10, it was Dunedin over Clearwater, 15-10, 15-13-0 for Dunedin, 10-11-2 for Clearwater. Lynchburg over Fredericksburg by a scoreburg of 6-2 Berg. 6-7-0 for Lynchburg, 2-5-1 for Fredericksburg. Jupiter over Jupiter over Fort Myers, 9-1. 9-13-0 for Jupiter, 1-2-3 for Fort Myers. Carolina over Kannapolis, 9-2, 9-11-0 for Carolina, 2-8-2 for Kannapolis. Down east, down Delmarva by a score of 6-3, 6-11-0 for Down East, 3-7-2 for Delmarva. Daytona over Bradenton, 4-3, 4-5-2 Daytona, 3-6-0 Bradenton. Myrtle Beach over Columbia in 10, 6-5, 6-8-0 Myrtle, 5-7-1 Columbia. Fayetteville over Salem, 7-6, 7-8-1 for the Ville, 6-9-1 for Salem. Charleston, Charleston over Augusta, 3-1, 3-5-2 for Charleston, 1-4-0 for Augusta. And Fresno and Stockton were rained out. They'll be back. They'll make that one up on the 17th, which is today. We're 3 minutes into Saturday the 17th. Let's continue, shall we? No, that's it. Yes. That is it for the Major League Baseball scoreboard. Aren't you glad? We're done with baseball. By the way, Nick Rekieta is on tonight. And who does he have as his guest, you may ask? That's right. Who does he have? Who does that guy have on as guest? Well, we're going to tell you. It's Government Censorship Day on the broadcast, which will start in just a few moments. We don't know who his guests are going to be, but please join Nick Rekieta and company for a Friday night of fun, thrills, action, excitement, and a lot of whiskey drinking. It's Lost Spleen Interwebs with that most humble of Minnesota lawyers, Mr. Nick Rekieta, live, midnight Eastern time right now. There is a slight delay. So for those of you that love Nick Rekieta's show, welcome. Welcome to our little planet. And feel free to stop here and say hi. Anyway, we'll get you sports headlines in a brief moment. But right now, we got more scores. That's right. And what better way to do it than with a British accent? Yes, it's time for us to take you all the way and give you some scores from the games from Friday. Games of tonight. Let's go. The Gold Cup game. USA over Martinique, 6-1. Jamaica over Guadeloupe by a score of 2-1. In the Welsh League Cup, it was Bangor City over Holyhead Hotspur, 4-0. Brighton Ferry and Pointy Town were tied at 2, but on penalty kicks, it was Pointy Prid Town AFC winning 4-3. Lillinelli Town defeated Newport County 5-0. In the Irish Premier Division, it was Shamrock Rovers over Derry City 4-2. St. Patrick's Athletic over Drogheda United 2-0. In Danish Superliga, it was Odense Bold Club over Midtjylland 2-1 in Finland. They went like this. SJK beat Ilves 1-0, and Lahti over IFK Marinham in a 1-1 tie. That's right. They tied at 1. What more do you need? What more do you ask for? Okay, that is going to wrap that portion up. So let's get you some headlines, and if time permits, I think we're going to do a reading of Super Dead coming up. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Well, if not, we'll read it on Saturday. If we don't have time, we'll read it on Saturday. Voices and everything. Okay, let's get you some details from the headlines. National Football League and Tom Brady's big injury from last year could lead to a huge bit of punishment for the Bucs. That's right. It's not easy to upstage yourself after 6 Super Bowl wins, but Tom Brady may have just done it last season, and that's because not only did he end up he played the entire season with a torn MCL. Who won? In other words, the man who won a Super Bowl played on one leg. Although this will look legendary on Brady's resume, it's not necessarily a good thing for the Buccaneers that this injury on a Thursday, and that's because it could put them in very burning hot water with the National Football League. See, the problem for the Bucs is that if Brady played the entire season with an MCL tear, then he should have been listed on the team's injury report each week during the season. The NFL is very sticky on the rules, including the rule that covets this exact situation, and the rule is pretty clear as a window. Quote, all players who have reportable injuries must be listed, I'm spitting on the script, on the practice report. Even if the player takes all the reps in practice, and even if the team is certain that he will play in the upcoming game. This is especially true of key players. End of quotation. Now, the italicized portion of the above quote is literally underlined in the league's operations manual. The fact that the NFL also mentioned specifically that all key players should be on the report is something that will make this difficult for the Bucs to argue their way out of. If a team violates the NFL's policy on reporting injury, the commissioner has the power to hand down multiple different punishments, including the suspension of anyone involved. Don't matter who you are, player or coach. Well, I don't know if they'll suspend the janitor, but this is the NFL. Quote, a violation of the policy may result in commissioner discipline, which may include a fine on the involved club, fines or suspensions of involved individuals, as well as the possible forfeiture of draft choices by the involved club. So saith the rule book. Now, imagine how crazy things would get if Roger Goodell decided to suspend Brady for a second time in 5 years. When asked if the Bucs would be punished over the Brady situation, the NFL gave their own version of the Russian cold shoulder, and they said "niet" to Pro Football Talk. The no comment doesn't mean the Bucs won't be punished. What it most likely means is that the NFL is going to look in the situation for the Buccaneers. Now, it's going to look in the situation. Now, for the Bucs, it's going to be nearly impossible to deny that Brady played injured, especially because he admitted it last month. Brady was actually asked about his knee injury during minicamp in June. Although he never admitted how serious it was, he did admit that it had been bothering him since April 2020. The NFL has proven it will punish teams that hide injuries, especially in high-profile situations. After hiding a Brett Favre injury, During the 2008 season, the Jets were hit with a $125,000 fine. In a more recent situation, the Steelers were fined $100,000 in 2019, $75,000 for the team, $25,000 for Mike Tomlin for not accurately listing Ben Roethlisberger on their Week 2 injury report. Big Ben missed the practice leading up to the game with an elbow injury, but the Steelers never listed the injury. Instead, they listed his absence as a veteran rest day. The NFL found out about the injury after Steelers backup quarterback Mason Rudolph noted that Roethlisberger was suffering elbow pain in the lead up to Pittsburgh's Week 2 game against Seattle. Big Ben ended up suffering an elbow injury in the game that caused him to miss the rest of the season. Now, the Roethlisberger situation only involved 1 week of practice, reports and the practice reports, and the Steelers still got hit with a major fine. So it won't be surprising if Tampa Bay gets hit with something similar or possibly even bigger, since the Bucs went an entire year without acknowledging Brady's injury on their practice reports. Now, the NFL doesn't have a long history of punishing teams for practice. Why did you do that? Come on. Where are we? Yeah, the NFL doesn't have. Thank you. The NFL doesn't have a long history of punishing teams for practice report violations, but like Favre and Big Ben, this is such a high-profile case that the league might end up deciding to make an example of the Buccaneers. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. So stay tuned on that level. Nope, want that one. Want that one, guys. Thank you. USA basketball. Would you like to hear that? Yes, indeed. With just a few days to go before the Olympics start, the Team USA men's basketball team acted quickly in naming replacements for Bradley Beal and Kevin Love, with the Olympics just right around the corner. San Antonio Spurs forward Keldon Johnson and Denver Nuggets big man JaVale McGee have been added as replacements, the team announced on Friday. Now, Beal was placed into health and safety protocols earlier this week, and it was determined that he would not be able to travel with the team to Tokyo for the Olympics. His quarantine also caused the Detroit Pistons forward Jeremy Grant to be placed into health and safety protocols, and also led to the cancellation of Team USA's exhibition game against the Australian national team on Friday. Love is opting out due to a lingering right calf injury that hampered him throughout the 2020-2021 NBA season. Love pulled out as he felt he wasn't at his peak performance to compete in the Olympics. Now, while Johnson and McGee certainly don't make up for the production that Beal alone would have provided on offense, a decision needed to be made quickly, with Team USA's first game just 9 days away against France on July 25th. Johnson impressed the staff as he's been training on the U.S. select team in Vegas alongside the team that'll be heading to Tokyo, and McGee will add some much-needed depth in the front court. Johnson is already in Vegas and has been training alongside the Olympic players, so bringing him onto the roster was an easy move. McGee, who spent this past season playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Nuggets, will travel to Vegas on Saturday. McGee had a journeyman career in the league, playing for 7 different teams over 16 years. He's also a 3-time champion between his 2 rings with the Golden State Warriors and winning the title with the Lakers in the Orlando bubble last season. Standing at 7 feet tall, he provides great length and rim protection for the U.S. Now, although Johnson is only in his 2nd year in the NBA, cover it up, why don't you? There you go. He had a breakout year with the Spurs after getting more opportunity in San Antonio. He averaged nearly 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists while starting all but 2 games this year. Now, there's also the obvious Greg Popovich connection in this decision, as Team USA coach has spoken glowingly about Johnson while coaching him in San Antonio for the past 2 years. Now, on the other side of Team USA, the women, well, this is not a good sign. First, Team USA men got trounced. So, how do you think the women did? You're right. They too got trounced as well. That's right. We have Any trouncing to report? Yeah, we do because we already teased it. Let's go team UNEMBASKET BALL 2021. That should help us quickly. Quickly, it should. And, well, they didn't do so good. That's right. The United States have taken another devastating loss to Australia in the same week, just days after Kevin Durant and the USA men's team. Australia, the U.S. women have now suffered that same kind of loss. Shocking and devastating. To Australia as well. This was the first time Team Australia has beaten Team USA in a women's basketball game since 2010. Australia won despite being without Liz Cambridge, who withdrew from the Olympic team for mental health reasons. The women have now lost 2 straight exhibition games after their 93-85 loss to the WNBA All-Stars. Now, even though both U.S. teams are favored to win the gold medal in Tokyo, their early struggles are becoming very hard to ignore. The U.S. women have one more opportunity to redeem themselves before the Olympics begin when they play Nigeria on July 18th. Tip-off is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Good luck. In college basketball, well, the top-ranked player in the CBS Sports college basketball transfer rankings isn't transferring it after all. As Illinois star Kofi Cockburn announced Friday, he's returning to the Illini for a third season. Cockburn's return is huge for Illinois after the 7-footer seemed intent on pursuing a professional career and then entered the transfer portal before ultimately withdrawing from the NBA draft. Cockburn said in a video announcing his decision, quote, it's to bring pain, end quote. Cockburn considered Kentucky and Florida State as transfer destinations, but will return to lead a team that should again be among the best in the Big Ten 2020-2021 campaign. With Cockburn patrolling the post, the Illini earned the number 1 seed in the 2021 NC2A March Madness Fiesta. Cockburn averaged 127 points and 9.5 rebounds on 65.4% shooting last season while earning second-team All-American honors from our good friends over at CBS Sports. Illinois loses first-team American guard Ayo Dosunmu, but will return talented guards Trent Frazier and Andre Curbelo to form a strong nucleus along with Cockburn. Despite his dominance in college basketball, Cockburn's professional credentials remain a work in total progress due to his status as a throwback center. Few can match his interior physicality, but Cockburn will likely have to develop a three-point shot and show defensive development to become a first-round draft prospect. All right, let's keep going. By the way, while we have this time and momentation, well, the Pittsburgh Pirates first baseman John Nogowski and New York Mets right-handed starter Marcus Stroman spurred a benches clearing incident between the teams during the 5th inning of last night's contest. Nogowski, playing just his 8th game with the Pirates, seemingly took exception to Stroman's reaction following a lineout. Stroman, whose Mets were down by 2-1 margin with a runner in third, leapt in celebration after realizing first baseman Pete Alonso had made a clean grab to end the frame. Nogowski and Stroman then traded verbal barbs before the benches cleared. And baseball is back. Even on a break, baseball, she is back. Aren't you glad? I know I is. Okay, let's get back to the headlines and see what we can do following. San Diego Pod. You sure? You sure that was it? I don't think that was, guys. No, that wasn't. Let's get to this thing right here. Here we go, folks. After parting ways with Scott Brooks earlier this month after 5 seasons with the franchise, the Washington Wizards were the last team standing when it came to hiring a head coach. Now they found their man. The team is hiring Denver Nuggets assistant Wes Unseld Jr. as the next head coach, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Milwaukee Bucks assistants Darvin Ham and Charles Lee were also finalists for the position, but it appears as though Washington has 3 coaches have been in contention for other head coaching positions around the league. Wizards roster that has pressure to win right now with star veterans Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. Unseld has connections to the Wizards as he previously spent 13 seasons with the organization, both as an assistant coach in charge of player development. In addition, his father, the late Wes Unseld, is arguably the most important person in franchise history. He spent 13 seasons with the team as a player, winning MVP in '69 and leading the then Bullets' only title in 1978. Later on, he spent time as the team's head coach and worked in their front office. Most recently, Unseld spent the past 6 seasons coaching under Mike Malone and has been responsible for leading the team's defensive scheme. He was elevated to associate head coach this season after 5 years as assistant. He also spent time as an assistant with the Orlando Magic and Golden State Warriors. Now, by honing in on an assistant to fill the head coaching vacancy in Washington, it signals that the Wizards are willing to give a first-time head coach a shot to help rebuild the team into consistent playoff contenders. Yes, but with every yin, there is an omnipresent, omnistrict yang, and here is theirs. There's pressure in D.C. to be more than just a playoff team, as Beal's future with the team has been a ticking clock for the past few years. There will be high expectations placed on Unseld's shoulders, and he will be expected to win right away with the roster the Wizards already have. Translation: he literally has to win or be fired. Talk about winning, talk about win or go home. They expect a miracle. I don't think he's the Pope. But good luck. Good luck to the guy. He's going to need it. Okay, we're at 23 minutes past the hour, which means time is short. How short? We're going to have to do some little skippy here. All right, let's go now to our U.S. Open report. Not the U.S. Open, British Open report. And Louis Oosthuizen has unfortunately become synonymous with near misses at major championships over the course of his career. The 2010 Open as 6 runner-up finish. Let's try that again. The 2010 Open champion has 6 runner-up since cradling that claret jug over a decade ago. So his contention at the 149th Open Championship at the Royal St. George is no surprise. What perhaps is a surprise, though, is that he's only held the 36-hole outright lead at a major one other time, that being the 2010 Open at St. Andrews. After shooting a 65 in round 2 on Friday to follow his opening round 64, Oosthuizen reset the Open 36-hole scoring record at 129. His 11-under mark leads Colin Mokawa by 2 and Jordan Spieth by 3. Oosthuizen ended his day only 1 stroke away from tying the all-time 36-hole scoring mark at any major, which was set by Brooks Koepka at 128 at the 2019 PGA Championship. It's the 9th consecutive major round in which Oosthuizen has been inside the top 3 on the leaderboard. Oosthuizen has been nearly flawless over the first 2 days after going 33 straight holes without a bogey and running his score to 12 under with an eagle at the par 5 14. It looked like Koepka's mark might be in jeopardy, however. Oosthuizen made bogey on the par 3 16th and parred in for the 65. Oosthuizen has hit 68% of fairways, 81% of greens in regulation, well above field average in both categories. He's made as many eagles, 1, as bogeys, while as usual making everything seem so easy. His reward at the halfway point is a slight advantage over a cadre of thoroughbreds. Morikawa is 2 back, Spieth 3 behind. Dustin Johnson 4 off the lead, and Brooks Koepka and John Rahm are 6. Golfers within 6 of Oosthuizen have a combined 11 majors to his 1. Utsi will not only be battling himself in his own personal history in major championships, but also some of the best champions the sport can conceivably conjure up to throw at him over the final 2 days of play. And you can catch that action on NBC and Peacock and the Golf Channel this weekend before all the action goes silent and golf goes Olympics. Wahoo. All righty, we are gathering nuts in May. Yep, we are. We're almost over. So I'll read a chapter or two from Super Dead tomorrow night. So be there or be square. Okay, let's first give you a little awful announcing update. Friends, well, we got a little bye-bye, a little adios, and a network that's totally going nuts over a future. Hall of Fame tight end Tony Gonzalez is leaving Fike. Yeah, let's try that again. Hall of Fame tight end Tony Gonzalez is leaving Fox Sports, according to Front Office Sports' Michael McCarthy. Gonzalez has been a studio analyst for the Fox NFL Kickoff pre-show since 2017 and has been part of the NFL Sunday and Thursday Night Football pregame shows. McCarthy reports that Gonzalez intends to, quote, focus on TV and film projects, end quote, and notes that Gonzalez made his feature film debut in the 2017 movie XXX Return of Xander Cage. Now, it's not hard to see Gonzalez potentially becoming a Hollywood star, especially in the action genre with his imposing presence. And McCarthy adds, according to a source, Michael Vick or Emmanuel Acho could replace Gonzalez on Fox NFL Kickoff. Look for Michael Vick to be a part of that show. I mean, wasn't he a part of it in the first year? Well, I have to look up. Now, news of Gonzalez's exit just comes days after Fox former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez to be a game analyst. Additionally, Hall of Fame defensive back Charles Woodson was promoted to a full-time role on Fox NFL Kickoff in June. The 45-year-old Gonzalez was a 14-time Pro Bowl selection, starting with the Kansas City Chiefs from 97 to 2008 and the Atlanta Falcons over his 17-year career, so we wish him well. And could we have one final stinking report on Maria Taylor? Yes, we do. Boy, are you about to be happy. I know I is. ESPN, well, let me tell you the report from our friends at Awful Announcing. Maria Taylor's contract situation that's all, folks. Maria Taylor's contract situation has been a big storyline the past few weeks. No shit. With the Rachel Nichols revelations and a reported bid from NBC adding to the mix. Well, today we learned that despite Taylor's contract being up before the end of the NBA Finals, she won't be leaving before the series concludes. That had been a rumored possibility. But as we all know, Disney is 80% owned by, ESPN is 80% owned by Disney, 20% owned by Hearst Television, which means that both companies are a little egotistical and just want to see things through to their conclusion. Translation, the masochist. That's right. It would have been a pretty stark departure, so it's probably no surprise that Taylor and ESPN have worked out a deal to keep her through the end of the series. Let's just say that's a little small farewell present of an extension. That's right. This kind of issue isn't unusual, especially in a year where the sports calendar is still recovering from the pandemic cancellations. The NBA Finals would usually be over by now, and Taylor's contract expiration wouldn't have been an issue. Now, considering this will most likely be Taylor's final ESPN duties, I will bet my mustache on that. It It's nice that both sides work together to find a way for her to finish the finals without the hullabaloo and the drama. So both ESPN and Maria Taylor can leave with heads held high, while the future of Rachel Nichols is a big question mark she carries with her on her back. It's nice that both sides work together, find a way for her to finish the finals. It wouldn't have been good for anyone had she left or been told to leave with just a few days left in her marquee role. Now, the NBA, too, would certainly not have been happy to have ESPN machinations continue to overshadow the actual series on the court, which could have had bigger ramifications down the line, including now Amazon, which, by the way, earlier today has reportedly blessed a partnership of production with NBC so that Amazon will broadcast Thursday Night Football produced by NBC Sports. Pretty good, isn't it? Yes, it is. Also in the headlines, FP Sant'Angelo will reportedly return to Nationals broadcast starting Friday night, which was tonight, on Mason. The NBA is reportedly set to keep playing games for next season. ESPN's NBA Finals halftime show is only 12 minutes of ads and 1 minute of actual analysis. To be blunt, it's boring. The Athletic is increasing its annual subscription rate to $72. Nickelodeon is developing a kids-themed football movie with LeBron James' soon-to-be former company, Spring Hill. Let's see what else. Yes. A little brief reminder that ESPN is going to be looking for a new Sunday night game. Or excuse me. No, this was Thursday. Okay. You sure of this? Yeah. Okay. So forget about this. The Boston Red Sox New York Yankees game was postponed Thursday due to COVID-19 positive test. And there you go. Okay, so there you go. Let's see, anything else that we have to chit-chat? No, we don't. 2 minutes, and let's get to our usual final remarks. That happens to be live sports report before we say our au revoirs. And we do so with respect, of course. Let's nail the respect and see if we can't get the 16th on the button. Boys, girls, cats, kittens, let's do the 16th. Come on, load up 16th. Thank you. All righty. Well, the Japanese Baseball League, the NPB, they had their all-star game. Central League defeated the Pacific League 5-4. We make our conclusions. Once again, if we can, thank you. Yep. In South Korea, the Korean Baseball Organization, all of their games got zapped by rain. So guess what? We're done. That's right. We are done for the evening, done for the night, and done for this crazy week. Want to thank you all for tuning in. We have hit the hour. We've hit the mark, and it's time for us to say our goodnights. Thank you for a wild week of sports. We send you to the weekend, and we will be back tomorrow night at 11:35. I think the game is tomorrow night, game 5, I do believe. No, game 6. Well, it's the NBA Finals. They'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on CBS. Please jump in and be happy. Watch Superstar Saturday Night, the finale of the first season of the SRX Racing Series on CBS will feature, among those racing, Chase Elliott and his father, some guy named Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. We'll give you all that and a whole lot more, plus the rest of the day in sports and maybe a little reading of Super Dad or Rocket Girl, depending on which I will choose. It's going to be a Saturday to remember. Just don't forget to tune in. 11:35, unless the basketball game airs, and then we will air following. But good luck to Milwaukee. Good luck to Portland. Good luck to Phoenix. Good luck to everybody. Tigers in a double dip tomorrow. Or is it a single dip? Well, either way, they play tomorrow, noon Eastern time on Bally Sports Detroit. So that's it. I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley, for Uno, for Sharon Baxley, my mom, for everybody who's a part of this show, including our beloved announcer, Mr. Harold von Stuttgart. Steve, the Baxman Baxley, saying thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. Talk to you tomorrow from everyone here at Sports Final. Good night. Sleep tight. And for God's sakes, don't let the bed bugs bite. Because you never know where they've been. They could have been at a bar. See you tomorrow night.